Yo, my people, welcome back to another Aftermath show with myself, Pippa Monique, and Charlene Smith. Not the result we were expecting. Well, the majority of the fan base. If you asked me last week, I said it was not going to be an easy ride. I predicted 1-0 Aston Villa, and that was me being friendly. Because judging by the latest results and our performances in the Premier League, we don't create goals. And when we have chances, we don't finish them. And it showed today. And we always talk about the debate between Emi Martinez and Leno. Who's the better goalkeeper? I mean, it's not even a discussion at the moment because Martinez didn't really have nothing to do. He didn't really have nothing to do. But Leno, on the other hand, he pretty much let in 4 goals. The first one was a ruled offside, which was crazy. But Charlene, before I go rant in and start reading out the comments, I'm probably going to be some trolls in here. Let me know what you thought of the game.
How disappointing. What do I even say to that? The performance was so poor from us today. I mean, that goal that was ruled out, surely that should have been a wake-up call, right? Let's get on it. And it was just so poor. I don't even know how to describe today's game. I'm disappointed. I'm actually upset. But it is what it is. We've lost at home to Aston Villa. I weren't expecting an easy game myself, but I just weren't expecting that at all.
I mean, we had discussions on our channel like towards the game. I think everyone was positive except for me. That's typical me. But I was just like, there's no chance that we're going to win against Aston Villa. And everyone was comparing the goalkeepers. But we have to talk about our forwards because in the last however many games, how many goals has Aubameyang scored? How many goals has Lacazette scored? How many goals has Willian scored or created? Zero.
It's a joke. And that opportunity that Lacazette had when he headed the ball over the net, he just headed the ball down.
Yeah. And here's the thing that baffled me the most, right? There was only one player, in my opinion, that was really moving the ball forward, getting it from their half into our half very often, driving the ball forward, even had a one-on-one with the keeper and unluckily headed it right into, shot it right at Martinez. That player came off at half-time. Please, somebody explain that to me.
I was thinking, why is Partey coming off? But I heard he had an injury, so I don't know. I don't know who it is.
That makes sense then, because I was very confused about that substitution.
Likewise, he's definitely not. He weren't top of my list to be substituted off.
Houdini says, imagine having one of the best strikers in the world and playing him out of position for a championship quality striker and a twerker. Are you talking about Ollie Watkins or I don't understand? Or Lacazette?
I just assumed that he was talking about Aubameyang.
He's talking about Aubameyang, but he said, imagine moving Aubameyang out of position for who? Is he talking about Lacazette? I'm guessing Lacazette.
Well, I'm assuming Lacazette must be the twerker and Nketiah must be the championship player. That's what I'm assuming, but I don't know.
That is wild, man. Kazi says Saliba needs to play ahead of Holding. Saka isn't a first-team player. Pepe needs to start ahead of Willian. I only agree with one thing there. Holding's been good since he's come back into the side. Saka is a first-team player. I feel so sorry for him that he scored that own goal because there was a big discussion of who should be the midfield trio. Everyone was more like Ceballos, Partey, Elneny, and Saka wasn't really being included in that. And it was more 50-50 whether Saka should start or not. He got the start and he got an own goal. Not your ideal situation. And I'm sure he's kicking himself about that. But I think he's a first-team player. I think that's a bit harsh to say that. And of course, Pepe needs to start ahead of Willian. Pepe always looks better when he comes off the bench because when he came on, he intensified the game. He was firing shots in the box because we needed more of that because all of our set pieces was going short. I didn't understand it. Let me get into more of your comments. El Tacpo says Aubameyang was poor today. So was Willian, Nketiah, Laka. Pepe showed a bit of talent at the end. We needed to play Aubameyang down the middle, Willian on the left, and Pepe down the right. I think about 1,000,001 people have said play Aubameyang down the middle. I don't understand how Arteta hasn't heard this.
Everyone has been saying that, Pippa. Everyone's been saying that play Aubameyang down the middle. That's clearly a change we need to make.
We've got a super chat here from me, myself, and I. It says, girls, excuse my language, but I'm having a difficulty in trusting this shambolic effery of a process. So we'll get Pulisic when he's 35. Yeah, probably. We'll probably get Pulisic when he's 35.
Sounds just about right.
Sounds like our market, don't it? Sounds just like us. Jack Hallett says, absolute joke. We need creativity. No one in the final third had a clue. Time to call Ozil back into action. We are not creating enough. Playing him 300k a week, Ozil can create in any game. Aubameyang down the middle. Now, I just knew the moment we lost the game, all of the Ozil fans were going to come back out again.
It's because we're lacking that creativity. So it's just like, well, that's where all the shots are going to be fired. But just going back to those comments about Saka, I think that's a bit harsh for everyone to be getting on his back because he's been consistently having good performances and he has one bad game and everyone wants to be jumping on saying he ain't a first team player. I totally disagree with that. I think he's a very talented player and he's been the one that's been creating for us. Today hasn't been his day, but you know, other than that, he has been creating for us.
Lelagonolo, hopefully I said that right, says, when are we going to play players who are hungry to win, like Willock and Nelson? Now, this was another topic of discussion. I believe Cecil and James spoke about this in their build-up game, because I saw some comments about it, that they said Willock should start in that midfield trio, judging by his performance in the Europa League. Is Willock a player you would have brought into a game like this, though, in the Premier League?
I reckon so. Willian, he just weren't doing it. I reckon Willock perhaps should have started ahead of Willian.
What, you play Willock on the right?
Huh?
What, you play Willock on the right?
Yeah.
You would put Willock on the right over Pepe?
Over Willian?
Yeah.
But Pepe perhaps should have started, but I would put on Willock over Willian.
Well, Willock should be in the midfield over Saka or El Neni or Partey. If Partey's coming off, then why couldn't Willock come on? I know Ceballos is the next man in the pecking order in this type of game, but why not bring on Willock for a game like this?
And Ceballos was driving forward a bit. But yeah, starting-wise, I would keep Partey and El Neni because I think they do really well together.
Yeah. Profic says Emmy had a good game as usual. Yes, I'm sure there's lots of Martinez fans in here. Not Nice says we cannot be celebrating beating a poor Manchester United team as if we just won a Champions League. Then performances against Villa like this. That win against Man United means absolutely nothing now. Yes, we over celebrated, especially us when we was in the office, but we had more reasons to be celebrating. It was Troops' last day with us all, Cecil's birthday, so there was more. That energy was up for that reason. But as a fan base, I don't think Arsenal fans should be celebrating a win against United when it wasn't the greatest of wins. First of all, we didn't create any goals. We luckily got a penalty, and then we go up against Villa and concede 3 goals at home.
Ridiculous. It looked like there could have been more as well.
Banter. With the banter. I hear you. And out of all players, I even said this as I was watching the game. I was thinking, as long as Ollie Watkins don't score, I don't mind, because that's the player that I bigged up, you know, took a selfie with him. I was happy for him to be in the Premier League. I said, but don't score against your boyhood club. Just please don't score against us. And not only does he score 1, he scores 2 and has the cheek to celebrate like this. It's disrespectful.
Mate.
It's disrespectful.
You might
right, we've got a super chat here that I might have to scroll down for from Ronald Jacob. He says, finally, the world sees that Arteta has no tricks. He looks clueless. How can he start Willian over 72 million Pepe? 3 goals conceded when playing defensive.
It's a joke.
Shah just don't want to say anything.
It's an absolute joke.
The entire team, especially the front 3, were absolutely useless tonight. Partey's substitution showed what an average midfield we have. It exposes how El Neni is nobody without Partey alongside him. I wouldn't say he's nobody, but of course, like I said before in one of my fan cams, El Neni and Partey make each other look good. They're a good midfield duo. And of course, it's going to expose flaws when one of those are not in there together, because that's their partnership that they're building together. And it kind of exposed El Neni a little bit, but he didn't play too badly. He wasn't the worst player on the pitch, to be honest with you. Well, that's funny, Mark Bennett. That's a good one. Arsenal fans in crisis and helpline is here to help. 0800 3-0 3-0 3-0. Good one, Matt. Mark, well done. Well done, mate. Off you jog now.
We'll be getting a lot of those tonight, Pips.
Arsenal with a 4-3-3 formation is a disaster. I predicted a 4-3-3 and I thought it would work. But anyway, I think Arteta should keep to a 3-4-3 formation though throughout the season. And Ozil should start, or we are mid-table to finish. Ozil is just not going to start. He's not even registered to play. It's just not going to happen, unfortunately. What can we do?
And what we have got.
TR Vision says today was just not a day. I hope we played well. We didn't play well. We absolutely didn't play well.
We was literally just slipping and sliding all over the pitch. I mean, even Tierney, who's normally on a really good run, even he weren't even a good game for him either.
And listen, here's the thing that annoyed me the most. It's because the same Aston Villa kept posing the same threat. Every time they were on the break on the counter, the moment the ball gets to Grealish, he's gone. He's absolutely gone. He's rapid. No one's catching him. They were struggling to catch up with him. And twice, more than twice actually, but twice it came off well for Aston Villa, because one of Ollie Watkins' goals came from that. And then another chance they almost had. But still, we kept letting Grealish. And Grealish is the man to watch anyway, as well as McGinn, as well as Trezeguet, as well as pretty much the whole team at the moment. But But those players in particular, we kept letting him get the ball and kept letting him run through our whole, run through the middle of the park, run into our final third, and we shouldn't be letting him do that. And that's why I feel like we gave them too much respect, or not respect, but we just let them play. We let them play.
Literally run free, have fun.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm trying to find the super chats here. Andrew says, girls, great show as always. Want your total honest answer. Do you still trust Arteta? And if yeah, how much longer do you give him? Looks way out of depth at the moment.
I'm not going to start throwing shots at Arteta. Yeah, we had a bad game today, but we still got to be patient. Obviously, there's been areas that we need to fix up in and improve on, which we have, and that is still the case. Now it's our creativity that we need to work on. So I'm not going to say, oh, Arteta out because we've had a bad game or a bad few games or whatever. It's a process, and we just got to stick with it. And I don't think there's really time that you can put on it, really. Just trust in what it is he's doing, and just hopefully we can move forward in the right way.
Yeah, it's way too soon to start.
Right.
Yeah, it's way too soon to start with the Arteta out business, because there's a lot of other managers that deserve a sacking before this one does. And of course, we're not going to be happy with certain performances and how we're playing in certain team selections. But we have to remember, he hasn't even had 2 transfer windows yet. He's only had 1, and I think it was a fairly decent one. And we haven't even given him a year yet. So we need to, before we start questioning ourselves on what we can do and this, that, and the other, we can't be kicking out a manager that have started the season off so well, put us up here, you know, winning things. And of course, now we're having this up and down slope of wins and losses. We've played big teams. We've lost against Man City. We lost against Liverpool. We had the loss against Leicester. These are all good teams, right? We can't just now say, because we've lost 4 games, which I know is a lot, that Arteta's out. It hasn't been convincing, but it hasn't been that bad. It hasn't been ridiculous. We're 11th, not the greatest, but it's too soon to be kicking managers out or having that type of discussion. Leave that for United fans and Ole, please.
I was just actually reading a super chat as you're saying that. Where has it gone? Oh, something about Ole. I can't actually pin.
What name is it?
Oh, I didn't even see the name, and I can't see it here.
Is it this?
Oh yeah, there. Looks like Ole won in the end.
Oh, but I think he's talking about Watkins.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, cheeky, absolute cheeky. Where are we? Well, here's James saying Arteta out, got lucky against United and been crap this season. He hasn't though, is it? 11th's not bad. It is bad. I'm just trying to put a spin on it because the whole table is a mess at the moment. Flipping, who's top? Leicester is top at the moment. Spurs are second. The table's a mess, absolute mess. So it's too soon to start throwing shots at managers unless you're United. 9 clubs in the Premier League scored 14 plus goals until now. This makes Arsenal a mid-table team with 9 goals. It's a disgrace. Yeah, that is our main problem. You can blame Arteta all you like, but we've got players up front that do not score goals. And then you can blame and say the fact that it's not Ozil in the squad, but why is it only one player that we should have in the squad that's a creator? Why don't we have another option that can create goals? We can't just be like, all right, let's blame this person. All right, today we'll blame Ozil not being in the squad. All right, tomorrow we'll blame Arteta. Next we'll blame Aubameyang. You can't just keep flipping the blame every time there's a loss. I mean, it's the easiest thing to do, but that's the players we have at the moment.
And the thing is, they're not even bad players. I just don't understand why we're not finishing.
Jack says we need to get rid of the fraud Lego man ASAP. Get Poch before Munir disperses the PE teacher. Half these kids you guys rep are shocking. Absolutely not the answer. I'm sick of Eddie. Come on. All right, sorry. Before we just went off on a rant. I forgot to give you the full-time stats. If you haven't seen them already, let me just remove that comment. That would help, wouldn't it? So the full-time score, need I remind ourselves, was Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 3, 13 total shots for Arsenal, 15 for Aston Villa, 2 shots on target compared to Aston Villa 6. And can I just say, at half-time, Aston Villa were 1-0 up and only had 0 shots on target. So a crazy, crazy game. 58.7 possession for Arsenal, 41.3 for Villa. We had more passes though, with 535 and only 376 for Aston Villa. More pass accuracy with 85% compared to the 78%. But the only stat that matters on the day is a full-time result, and it's 3-0 to Aston Villa at the Emirates, which is very, very disappointing to say the least.
It didn't even feel like we had that many shots.
Yeah, that's wild, isn't it? It's wild. It's actually wild.
Ridiculous.
David says we're not creating chances. Those shots were not shots, really. They will hope for the best shots. Yeah. Wait, can I just bring up that stat again? Because how many shots did we have? 13 total shots. From where?
Exactly.
From where? And what were the 2 on target was the Partey one that was 1-on-1 with Martinez. And then I guess the other one was Lacazette's header. Insane. Absolutely insane stats there. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this game. It's frustrating to say the least. I missed a couple super chats. Let's see if I can scroll back up and get them. From Andrew saying, Pippa, you keep making digs at Ole, but United are 2 points behind Arsenal with a game in hand. Just admit it, both managers need serious questioning. No, I don't think Arteta needs serious questioning yet. He's new to the job. It's too soon to start. Same with Lampard. Lampard's new to the Chelsea job. He could, even though Lampard's doing well, if he was doing bad right now, I would say, as an Arsenal fan, it's too soon to say. You can't just put a manager less than 12 months in the job and the moment it starts going sour, you say, get out. No, this shouldn't be modern football. I know it is becoming modern football, but modern football should not be like this. Give a manager 6-month probation in that. We don't do that. It's not a probation period. That's his job. Give him at least 2 transfer windows, at least 2 seasons even, to make his team and to build something out of that team.
The reality is football. Like, we're not going to win every single game. We are going to lose games. We are going to draw games. So to fire shots every time we have a loss, yeah, we're at home, but come on, let's be realistic as well.
Steve H says the squad needs a real overhaul. The likes of Ozil, Bellerin, Mustafi, Nketiah, Lacazette, Willian, Ceballos, Kolasinac, Xhaka, Socrates, Mari, Chambers, and maybe a few more by quality players. Well, you basically just pretty much named the rest of our squad to just, to get rid of. I mean, how many names is that? Ozil, Bellerin, Mustafi, Nketiah, Lacazette, Willian, Ceballos, Kolasinac, Xhaka, Socrates, Mari, and Chambers. So 12. Did you say Xhaka twice? No. 12 players there. That's more than the starting 11 there, mate.
Want to add any more in?
Gosh. Ahmad Traore says Arteta in forever. Nawab says Arteta is not out. Give him a chance before we start judging. Trust the process. Yeah, like, it's too soon, guys. Trust the process a bit, please. There was a super chat from Ronald Jacob that said Arteta is playing defensive football, 4 to 5 defenders in the back, and still you only have a fence and strikers are climbing over and scoring. That first goal was terrible, though. The whole back line literally went like this. Bellerin to Gabriel to whoever else was there, and then Saka. Phew. I was just like, right, we're just going to watch the ball go in then.
Exactly. Literally 47 seconds in as well.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't even talking about that one. I was talking about the goal that actually stood. But even the moment that first goal went in. Yeah. Oh, the moment that first goal went in, I said, yep, it's going to be a long day for us.
Yeah,
you just score a goal that quickly?
My whole mood changed, Pips. I came into this game feeling all right, thinking, yeah, we'll get a 1-0 win. I changed my score prediction so many times in the lead up to this game. Then I thought, yeah, we'll get a 1-0 win. That goal went in, and I was just like, did that actually just happen? Thank God it was ruled offside. And then I thought, right, this is a wake-up call. Guys, come on, be on it. But
I love the fact that everyone is atting me. Charlene is also here, by the way, guys. Stop. Why do you at me? Richard K says, Pippa, you're saying it's too soon to judge Arteta, but he's not changing or learning from his mistakes. He was not too prepared, but never learned anything. Oh, he was number 2 to Pep, but never learned anything. You'd think being number 2 to the greatest manager would have taught you something. Sorry, where's Man City right now in the table? I'm sorry. Greatest manager. I mean, everyone's being a bit comical in the comments today. And it is too soon to judge. He's not changing or learning from his mistakes. What mistakes are those in particular? Please clarify.
Exactly.
Please do clarify. Wait, why is there a comment about Viv Miedemar here?
Where is that
one? From Dave on a rave. You raving tonight? Probably not. Why play Vivian Miedemar and Aubameyang so wide? They're poachers. Fix up Joe and Mikel. Yes, for anyone that doesn't know, Arsenal actually had 2 losses today. Arsenal women lost 1-0 to Manchester United earlier on this afternoon. So I've literally sat down and watched both my teams lose today. It's an absolute L, if you're wondering why I'm being a big sour pants right now. And yeah, both of our top strikers were played in a wide position in the men's game and the women's game, as Dave on a rave said. So yeah, Joe Montemurro and Mikel Arteta, please fix up in the politest way possible. Amir says, play Xhaka, Partey and Willock. Would that be a midfield option for you, Shah?
No, I like the Partey and El Neni link up.
But do you think it works for every single game though? Because today it didn't seem to.
Yeah, it didn't work today. Why not try it out? Why not try it out?
Okay,
so international break. Who have we got? Leeds.
Is that the first game? I think that is the first game back. Yeah, Leeds.
Is that a team we could perhaps try that against?
Possibly.
They go 100 miles per hour.
Sorry, I'm just reading some messages. So I'm going to leave Shah to she won't be able to pin them, but I'm going to leave Shah to read out some comments.
All right. Ricky Mohan is saying, Partey, El Neni, and Ceballos. I do like that trio there. Ned Button. Oops. Oh, today was a very bad performance. Even Tierney and Gabriel made mistakes. Laka is frustrating. That's 2 matches that he cost us. We need more signings.
Exactly. I mean, we've got to wait till January.
What's that?
We've got to wait till January.
We do need to wait till January, but I mean, with the international break thrown in, breaks it up a bit. In terms of signings, is there anyone that springs to mind for you, Pips?
You are going to call me absolutely absurd and crazy and think I'm taking life for FIFA career mode, but
wait, I bet it's going to be a Tottenham player.
No chance. What? No chance. I would have said, right, let me get ready for all the acts that are going to come at me now because I have balls. I've got the balls to say it.
Type in her name.
In January, I would possibly swap Lacazette for Zaha.
That ain't actually a bad shout.
Waiting for the comments. Right. Nero says Arteta has no experience. Poch had a microscopic net spend. Got Spurs to the Champions League final. Imagine what he could do here with our budget. Are you talking about Arsenal or Manchester United? You're trying to give the job to Poch, and Arteta hasn't even finished putting his books in his office yet. Hasn't even finished moving into his office at Arsenal yet, mate. It's all been a whole pandemic going on. Oh, I think Coventry Jordan agrees with me because he says, if I can bring it up, is it before or after this comment? At 9:43. Where are you, Coventry Jordan? Please don't tell me I've missed it. I do want to read this out, judging by what I just said.
I've seen a couple comments saying they're in agreement with Zaha.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I've lost it, but I'll read Ronald's. It says, if Ole is a substitute teacher after beating teams like PSG and Leipzig, but Arteta loses like this, I guess Arteta is a new substitute teacher. I guess not. Moving on. Coventry Jordan says Lacazette needs to be dropped. Oh, Coventry Jordan, I've missed it. I'm so sorry.
What, the
I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. But he basically agreed with me.
What do you think is going on with Lacazette?
I don't know, man. He's really frustrating to watch, in my opinion. You know how I feel already.
Guys, talk to us. What do you think is going on with Lacazette? Adrian De Silva is saying, Martinelli, we need his pace and goals. Hopefully Martinelli will be back soon. On a good form as well.
So going back to the game, we ended 3-0 at home, a loss to Aston Villa. Aston Villa have won each of their first 3 league games, away league games in the season for their first time in their whole history. So we helped do that. We helped break that barrier for them. In case you missed what I said, let me just hide this chat so you can see my mouth while I talk. Aston Villa have won each of their first 3 away league games in a season for their first time in their whole history.
It's ridiculous. We always seem to help teams out.
All the time. Constantly. And this was Arsenal's worst home league defeat since December 2019 against Manchester City, which was also 3-0. And I remember that because I was there. I was sat in a box that day thinking, oh, yes, it's going to be nice doing a posh life at the Emirates.
And then you get rid of like that.
It's almost pretty much a year ago today, isn't it? It's almost a year ago. And only Chelsea have won more away league games than Aston Villa, with 4 at the Emirates Stadium. So Aston Villa have won 4 away league games at the Emirates Stadium, and Chelsea have won 5. So Aston Villa are catching up to Chelsea's record against us, which is a damn shame. I'd rather Aston Villa than anyone else, to be honest.
Say that again?
I'd rather Aston Villa than anyone else, like our rivals, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd rather none.
Yeah, for real. I'll give you a couple of stats on the game while I'm talking about Aston Villa, so I can get the Aston Villa talk out the way. Aston Villa are the third side in the Premier League history to win each of their first 3 away games in a season without conceding a goal, after Chelsea in the 2005-06 season and Manchester City in the 2015-16 season. So they're the third side in Premier League history.
Right, while you're doing that, let's not even get no comparisons between Leno and Martinez.
We were going to get there. Wait for that. We're going to get there.
Let's not even open that can of worms.
Because have the comments started doing up Leno and Martinez?
I haven't seen it yet, so this is just an advance warning.
Martinez had nothing to do today. And speaking of the reason why Martinez had nothing to do today, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang failed to take a single shot today. It's the first time that he's played a full 90 minutes in a home Premier League match for Arsenal without attempting a shot. The man we gave a new contract to, that we begged to stay, failed to take a single
number 14.
Yeah. And Ollie Watkins, on the other hand, has scored 6 goals in 7 games for Aston Villa in the Premier League this season. Only Dean Saunders with 7 and Dion Dublin, if you remember him, with 9, have netted more in their first 7 appearances for Villa in that competition, in the Premier League competition. So Ollie Watkins is on a roll, mate.
No comment.
Ollie Watkins is on a roll.
Rolling all over us, mate.
Should I give you a stat about some Arsenal players, even though there's not much exciting stats I can give you, because especially after that Aubameyang one wasn't great, was it?
Yeah, go on, give us something more exciting.
Bukayo Saka, who is 19 years old and 64 days.
How many hours on it?
37 minutes, I'm joking. He has become the 4th youngest player to score an own goal in the Premier League, and the youngest since Southampton's Martin Craney in May 2004, who was 17 years old and 218 days, against Chelsea. So that's not a stat Bukayo wants to remember anytime soon.
Exactly. It was just a bit unfortunate. He was sort of trying to get back to defend and, just went a bit wrong for him.
And Aston Villa's Jack Grealish has been directly involved in 9 goals this season, 4 goals and 5 assists. Only Spurs pair Harry Kane with 15 and Son Heung-min with 10 have been involved in more Premier League goals. Great comparison, that. Should we just
Grealish on a roll as well, Pips?
Should we divert our attention back to what you was going to do? Leno v...
No.
I'll give you the stats. I'll give you the stats.
It's stats. Go on, Pips.
So, in terms of saves, Leno made 3. Martinez made 2. Leno had 0 catches. Martinez had 2. Leno had 1 punch, and Martinez had 0. But I don't think it's a fair reflection on the game because, as I said, Martinez really had nothing to do.
Exactly. So we can't really compare keepers.
Now, go ahead.
No, go on. What was you going to say?
I was going to say, let's just see what the comments had to say about all of those stats and facts that I had to give. Asim Kawaja says, proven facts that any big player that leaves Arsenal end up winning the big trophies. Fabregas, Nasri, Van Persie, Gnabry, Ox. I don't know why you brought that information up. It's pretty irrelevant because it doesn't apply to today's... It doesn't apply to today unless you're going to say that Martinez is going to win the league or something. Unless that's what you're trying to tell me. Man said put Pippa in defence. Don't. You're trying to help me. I couldn't pin it. It's gone.
Do you think you'd be good in defence? Where do you think you'd play better on the pitch?
I was a centre back.
Oh yeah.
I forgot to give you one more stat on the goalkeeper. So Emi Martinez had a 52.6% passing accuracy. How much did Leno have?
48.
Oh, so you're going lower than Martinez? I'm just asking.
Why are you saying like that?
I'm literally just asking.
48%.
So I'll ask the comments as well. Emi Martinez had a 52.6% passing accuracy. How much did Bernd Leno have?
48.5%.
48.5. So accurate. No one can guess.
Any guesses, guys? Grealish is the best English creative player in the league.
That's a fair comment. I could. Yeah, I'll give you that. Pepe's not confident. I think it's the reason Arteta leaves him out. To be honest, no one's given me an answer, so I'm just going to tell you. Oh, Lam David said 28%. Jamie Robertson said 5. Charlie said 53. Jamie said 37. Emmanuel said 69. 38, 26, 60, 38.
Zero there as well.
The answer is actually 88%.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you was all wrong. It was 88%.
wow.
It was higher than
Do
Martinez.
not doubt our goalkeeper, including myself.
Exactly. And then I had a super chat from Marley Fahosi who says, why wasn't Joe Willock even on the bench?
Remind me who was on the bench again. I've actually forgotten.
One moment. Let me see if I can bring that up quickly. Oh, no, I don't have it here. Well, Pepe was on the bench and Katia was on the bench.
Tobias was on the bench.
Tobias was on the bench.
Let me quickly.
The Farah said Martinez is better. Okay.
Maitland Niles and Xhaka.
John Wilmer says.
Did someone say Pepe weren't on the bench?
Yeah, of course he was on the bench.
Oh, yeah. Came on there. Sorry, what was that comment saying?
David Johnson has a massive point there. It says 80% because they were all short passes, not making any difference. Yep. Joao, I always pronounce his name wrong, so forgive me. Says in 2010-11, we finished 4th and just lost 8 games. This season, we've lost 4 games already. Yeah, it's long. Top 4's over, you know. Just letting you know that by now.
No, man, Pippa, we can't think like that.
It's not about thinking. It's about being smart and working it out mathematically and how the table works. Top 4's over.
And how we're playing, but who knows what can happen.
It's not even about how we're playing. As someone pointed out already, 14 teams have already scored. 14 plus teams in league. Remember, there's 20 teams, so we're the 6 that haven't. 14 plus teams have scored a certain amount of goals so far, and we've got a minus goal difference already, right?
But yeah, there's still time. There's still time. We don't know what's going to happen in terms of injuries. You know, you just never know. What are you saying? Top 6 at least?
No.
So what are you saying? Mid-table?
Yes. I'm saying 7th or something.
That's another stressful conversation.
I'm saying 7th. Where right now, how we stand now, 7th. Oh, someone called me an idiot.
Glad to see Charlene still smiling after such a drubbing.
I didn't even mean to comment. I was meant to do this.
Always got a smile.
Pippa is being so sour. So if you're prepared to give the banter, then be prepared to take it. You need to score a goal and you bring on Eddie. Just stay calm. Who am I being sour towards? Andrew's looking for an argument. Well, not with me. I don't argue with Anyway. Brandon Cox is saying Arteta must abandon this system. Aubameyang is one of the best strikers in the world football and barely gets a sniff. 2 shots on target versus Villa at home is simply embarrassing. We're supposed to be a big club. And Vibav says it's hard to be patient and not get excited, but for our own mental health, it's better to lower expectations. The league is getting tougher and more attacking. We are not improving at the same rate. And that's what I don't even know why I said mathematically. What I meant to say is that word worked in my brain. I know what I meant. The way the season's going, other teams that you don't expect to be doing super well have started off well. They've already kicked on well, right? And if obviously, like you said, they can get injuries or whatever, but if they continue how they're doing, we're not even going to get a chance to sniff around top 4 because everyone's doing this and we're staying static at the moment. So,
but some teams are sort of starting off well and then having a bit of a dip as well.
So Aston Villa started off well. They had a dip and they just beat us 3-0.
Yeah, but this is their first game after their dip where they beat us 3-0.
At least they've come out of the dip. We've just been wacky dipping the whole season.
Yeah, and we're always the ones to bloody help them out as well, innit?
Exactly. Oh, there's a super chat here from Temis Gen that I really want to pin, but because so many comments are coming in so fast, the super chats disappear. But here we go. Liverpool was the same when they rebuild their own team. This is part of the process, and that is why I'm saying I'm not Arteta out, just like a lot of the people in the comments are. I'm trusting the process. I'm giving him at least 2 to 3 seasons. I'm not on this rushing thing. So when I'm saying we'll finish 7th, that's not me being, whatever, Arsenal are dead. That's just me being realistic, seeing it's a process, and we're not just going to get a new manager, get one transfer window, and finish top 4, because it just doesn't work like that. And if it does, it's amazing. If we do that, it's amazing. But there's so many top quality teams right now that deserve to be in top 4, and there's other teams that are doing so well that could reach top 4, which you wouldn't expect to. And at the moment, I don't think we're one of those teams. So I don't think this is the season we'll finish top 4, but it's a long season. May is a long way away. So you can stay positive and say, yeah, we could possibly get top 4, or you can be realistic, trust the process and keep building, just like Liverpool did. Because Liverpool used to be a mid-table team. After a couple of seasons, a couple of transfer windows, Champions League, Premier League.
No comment on that, man. I wouldn't say be realistic and say, right, it's going to be 7th. I'll say let's just have patience. Let's just take each game as it comes. See what happens in the next transfer window. Just see how the players perform each game. That's my approach.
Mama111 says Arteta was just so negative with his formation. If you're going to play small teams, they're above us, darling. Say small teams like Aston Villa, you have to go for it and play positive football. And I agree with that, because I felt like we just let them play. I said it before, we just didn't really go for it, which was weird to see. We treated Aston Villa like they were prime Barcelona or something. Hassan says was Aubameyang's worst game at this club, and that is actual facts, as I read out before. That's an actual fact. It was his worst game in an Arsenal shirt. Father Fab TV is saying Arteta is making mistakes. Even kids won't make it right now, and he's making bigger mistakes while trying to right his wrongs. I really want to support Arteta, but it's really hard right now.
Just going back to today's game, Pippa, did that game feel like we was playing Aston Villa, like in terms of our performance and the way we approached it and the way they played against us? Did it feel like we was playing a team like Aston Villa?
100%. Because I'm not when we go into these games, even when we talk about it in the pre-match build-up, when we're talking about what game's coming up next, we don't talk about history. We can bring it up for stats and facts sakes, but when we go into these games, we look at what their current form is. And yes, they had 2 crazy losses, but their form has been better than ours. Their goal scoring record has been better than ours. Their creativity has been better than ours. So when we're going up against a team like Aston Villa right now in this season, I'm not going to be confident, because they've got midfielders that drive forward, score goals. They've got a defense that ain't the greatest, but they've got a great goalkeeper as well. And you go into that game and you think, this ain't Aston Villa 2000 and whatever year you want to think. This is
last season.
Yeah, this is the new Aston Villa. Exactly. So it's hard. Jay said we made Aston Villa like prime Brazil.
There's another Peter Davies saying Villa did score 7 against Liverpool. It's gone. King Babu is saying, trust the process. Arsenal Premier League champions 2026/27.
That's too long of a process. That's too long of a process.
It's very, very long. No, we'll get it sooner than that.
Origi Kush says, we want attacking football. We want attacking football. We want attacking football. That's what we want. That's what we want. We want to see it. Kieran says, bring Wenger ball back. Bring back the attacking football. I want to see it. I want to see it. The most important thing that we need is another clinical forward, a winger, or midfielder that drives the ball forward.
Yeah, I agree with Barry.
Oh, Stuart agrees with me. 7th is about right, I'd say. Only 7th is an improvement from last season, if you want to look at any positives. But that's the lowest I expect us to finish. Any lower, then I have to start questioning things. If I'm looking at how other teams are playing, there are at least 5 or 6 teams that are. Anyway, it's too early. It's too early. But this defeat has really rattled me. I want 2015 Arsenal back, prime Ozil and Sanchez with Koscielny and Cech. Koscielny and Cech questionable at times, but Ozil and Sanchez, there was a point there was no one better than that in midfield.
Exactly.
There was no one better. Here comes the Ozil brigade. Bring back Ozil.
They're coming in. Was Ozil active on Twitter today?
Say that again. Oh, I think he was. He said, forget about the Manchester-Liverpool game. Let's talk about a real game. That's what he said before the game started. Charlene and Pippa rewatched the second half and scope in on Aubameyang, Willian and Lacazette's body language, with them looking so disinterested. How could they expect us to score? I don't need to rewatch it. I saw it. I saw how disengaged they looked. That's probably why Lacazette came off so early. Willian as well. Aubameyang is a player that you don't really sub off, but all 3 of them didn't look up to mark today at all. Wow, this is a controversial comment. What do you guys have to say about this one? Esther Silva says Emery brought the best out of Aubameyang. Does anyone agree with that?
Boy, I think we just need to give it a bit more time. I think Aubameyang's just a bit on a downward spiral, and hopefully he's going to spring back up.
Vibev says, did we miss a trick in not getting Brendan Rodgers when we still had the chance? Does Leicester have a better squad than us? I trust Arteta, but he needs to make some tough calls. Vibev, there was a small section of us. People were calling for Ancelotti, Allegri, But I was like, let's get Brendan Rodgers. He done well with Liverpool, getting him to second. He's a good manager. I even met him in real life. I met him in a restaurant, STK, and I was like, Brendan, the Arsenal job's available. Go for it. And he was like, oh, you don't really like, they just shy it off like, oh yeah. But I was genuine. I was like, I've met you here for a reason. I bumped into you. I've been talking about you on my channel for weeks. Now I've seen you. It's a sign. Join Arsenal. Did we miss a trick? Does anyone think we missed a trick with Brendan Rodgers?
I think we need to have faith in our manager that we've got, man. This is who we've got. And just see what he brings to the club over a period of time. That's my take.
Nishant says, out of 720 minutes of play, we have not scored from open play for the last 360 minutes. Atrocious. Arteta puts all 11 men behind the ball. Saka's progress is stalled under Arteta. Arteta has to get out of this defensive system. 3 goals conceded playing defensively. Now, here's where I have to question why everyone's saying he shouldn't start playing defensively, because for the last 5 or 6 years prior to Emery and Arteta, we all complained about how we didn't play defensively well. We all complained. The whole fan base complained that defensively we do not play well. Now we've got a manager that sets up the team defensively. Now it's all like we should be concentrating on our attack. We can't win. The fans, we can never win, because when we had good midfielders and goal scorers, and when Aubameyang joined and Lacazette joined, and we was getting goals, even when Giroud was doing well for us and scoring goals as well. The only thing we complained about really was our defense. And now we're sorting out our defense. It's all like, oh, we're playing too defensive. So which is it? I mean, the perfect scenario would be sort out both of them, great attacking and great defending, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Hopefully soon.
We will get there at some point.
Pradeep Garung says, tell Robbie to help us Mike out of the club. Mike out. Who's Mike? You talking about Mikel?
Must be.
Track says, Pippa, Arsenal didn't have the team to play defensively and attack. Now they do, but they're not attacking. No, Tracks. They're not. We had the team that can attack, but they're not attacking. When Aston Villa were attacking, they were ruthless. They were going for it. They were running at us. Like I was at home watching the game. Like, oh my god, they're running at us. Like I was frightened. Our attack poses no threats. I'm not scared when Lacazette's running into the box. I'm not scared when Aubameyang's making his run, because it's not. It's nice. It's nice to look at, but it's not threatening. It's not attacking. So
it's just like, hey, we're gonna try and score a goal, but
they're gonna finesse the ball into the box, a little intricate pop. Just
exactly, just fire it. What about that opportunity by Holding as well? I think Gabriel.
Oh yeah,
Gabriel passed it and it was there, open.
I don't know how he missed that, man. That was a class match all over again. Well, class match was an open goal, to be fair. Adam says, please don't talk about...
Oh, go on.
Adam says, please don't talk about signings. The players are underperforming and our tactics needs refining and adjusting. Arteta is trying to find a balance and I think it's failed. I still have faith in Arteta. Of course, I have faith in Arteta. I definitely do. Here we go with Martinez again. Martinez isn't better. He wasn't tested at all. Lacazette can only score the hard goals, not the easy ones. Wow. Willian offering more minus than plus. Hussein Awal would do more. Ceballos, the most stressed Spanish midfield I've ever seen. Rush. Where's the pause and vision plus end product, assist, etc.? I think Ceballos did all right. Yeah, he done all right. Are the players tired at 7 p.m? Ty, is that you? Ty, is that your burner account? Is that you?
Pips, I can't lie though. Whenever we have these late kickoffs, the performance is normally poor. Have you noticed that? Can we request to have earlier kickoffs?
Yeah.
When the players will be a bit more fired up, more energy. Maybe
I can't believe you.
Like the late kickoffs.
I cannot believe you.
Let's just blame it on that.
She is the female Ty, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't lie though, speaking for myself, if I exercise in the morning, I perform better because I wake up, I'm full of energy and everything. Whereas if I do an evening workout, you know, it's a bit different.
I can't believe you. U1 Stip says we are managing to get the best defensively and attacking at the moment, getting 3 to 4 goals a game with Frank Lampard, who is arguably a worse manager. So I was reading that thinking, no, we're not. So I'm guessing that's a Chelsea fan there. We're managing to get the best defensively and attacking at the moment, getting 3 to 4 goals a game with Frank Lampard, who's arguably is he the worst manager? Is he?
I wouldn't say Frank Lampard's the worst manager.
No.
I think he's doing all right. He made some decent signings.
Gunashez Parker says, such a below par performance. Why are these players so inconsistent? What does Arteta see in Willian? Let Pepe start instead. So much more to offer. Martinez better than Leno for sure. Over what are you judging this on? What are you judging this Martinez Leno thing over?
Was just waiting for it to come.
Call Me Lum says Ozil signed the big contract and his form dipped. Same thing's happening with Oba. Correlation, I mean, it's a mad coincidence. I can't lie to you. It's a crazy coincidence. Maybe it's an age thing. They're quite similar in age. I don't know. Form has dipped.
They're both 31, ain't they? They're both 31 years old.
Yeah. There is a difference between improving the defense and playing defensively. All right, Samuel, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir. I won't be late to class next week. Glasses God 57 says we must start Pepe. He won't improve unless he gets a consistent run of starts. I agree with this, but at the same time, there was a point where he was starting consistently and he still wasn't playing consistently.
Was that on the back end of last season? Pips, you've gone quiet.
Say that again?
Was that on the back end of last season?
Yeah, he was playing consistent games. And the only performance I remember him being amazing was a Europa League game, away game against West Ham, and the final against Chelsea. Those are the only standout performances I remember from Pepe.
I think he would still be better than Willian, though. Willian started so good, and then it's all just changed.
He played against Fulham, darling.
Oh yeah.
Fulham. I mean, did you see the penalty Lookman took the other day? I was so disappointed.
Oh my god, that penalty yesterday! Oh, I felt the embarrassment for him.
I was so embarrassed because I've been bigging up Lookman since he's joined that Fulham side.
Pippa.
And I was like, bro, what's this?
That was a joke. He even had to put something out on Instagram apologizing.
I think he had a little Panenka and it didn't come off, man.
There's been a few missed pens though. Vardy missed one today. De Bruyne missed one today. But that Lookman one, that was
embarrassing. Well, and nothing's more embarrassing than today's performance, to be honest with you. Oh my gosh, Tom Lewis says Lacaz's got to go. Aritra says Arteta parks the bus, Villa stole the bus. Jim Lane says, how bad was Arsenal or was Villa that good? Charlene, was Arsenal bad or was Villa that good?
No, Villa was just superb. Nah, man, it was a poor game for us. It was a poor.
Wait, was you being serious or taking a mic?
I was taking the mic. Come on.
Oh. I was going to say, I actually couldn't tell.
Yeah, because normally I'm so positive. But today, I just feel like we was poor. We was just so bad. I don't know what happened. It just wasn't our day at all.
DJ Laren Music says you would have thought Mustafi was the problem. No, actually. Or normally he is the scapegoat. Focusing all the time on keeping a defensive block and too slow to get out. Manu, that is a good analysis there, definitely. Akila says Arsenal fans thought with Arteta they were getting the hybrid of Pep Guardiola and Arsene Wenger. Instead, they've got the Spanish David Moyes. No, that's rude. That's absolutely rude, mate.
Oh my! Do you see David Moyes in the stands?
Oh, say that again.
Do you see David Moyes in the stand?
No, why was he in the stands?
I don't know. He was at the game though.
Mad.
Maybe looking for some new signings next season. Next transfer window.
Daniel, yes, Arsenal players gave too much respect to Villa. They could not tackle or touch them. They moved with the ball. Like the park. That's a new one. What does that mean? They moved with a ball like the park. Interesting.
What, like how you'd move a ball in a park?
Possibly. Just having fun, really, with your mates. I don't know.
I don't know.
Wow, this has got to be banter, isn't it? Tabo says we miss Javinho and Sonogo. Do you miss them?
Do I? But me?
Do you miss them, Shaw?
Probably Sonogo.
You miss Sonogo. What do you miss about Sonogo?
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking Sanga.
What do you miss about Sonogo, bro?
Sorry, I was thinking of someone else.
Oh, I was gonna say that's strange. That's a new one. Imagine selling Martinez and keeping Leno. I don't need to imagine, Peter. We did it, and
that's the reality.
It is what it is. I'd rather see Balogun start rather than Lacazette. At least I'd expect the mistakes. Oh, yeah, because then you'd give him that leeway of if he does make a mistake, you say, oh, because he's just getting into the team. But I guess Lacazette's been here way too long to not be. But why are we always talking about Lacazette? What about Aubameyang? How comes Aubameyang never gets to blame?
Aubameyang doesn't get any stick.
He doesn't get no slander.
It's all just love and respect for him.
It's mad. He gets no slander at all. Right, I saw something about my front three. Okay, Matt, what is this? My front three would be Ozil, Leno, and okay, see you later. At this rate, I'm beginning to suspect that something could be amiss in the dressing room. What could it possibly be?
Do you think there is a problem back there?
I said it a few weeks ago about the whole Ozil situation because they were all really close to him, like off the pitch in real life. Well, not all of them, a lot of them. So I was thinking maybe that could be the problem, you know. But whoever finds out what's going on behind closed doors, we never know.
And that's sort of when the energy changed a bit as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Give Balogun a chance because this team is just so inconsistent. MDM or Music Entertainment says Arteta is a genius only when he plays a game that he knows he can win. But against smaller clubs, he's clueless, and other managers know that he is not experienced in this dogfight games against Villa. Say that again.
Just going back to Balogun,
yeah.
I mean, the fact that we are sort of struggling a bit in the attack,
mm-hmm.
and like Lacazette ain't performing, why don't we bring on Balogun, someone who's sort of young and hungry, that's going to want to prove themselves? Why aren't we playing him? Even in the Europa League games.
Exactly. He wasn't even featured the other night.
Exactly. I think if we've got young, hungry talent that really wants to be in the squad, they're the ones that's perhaps going to be performing for us. So why not just bring them in?
And speaking of that, Charlene, Budgie says, why not Emil? Why not Emil Smith-Rowe?
Emil's another one as well. We're lacking that creativity.
Reece Nelson.
Exactly.
I would have given him a run out against Aston Villa. Why not?
Is he still injured though?
Oh, possibly. Actually, I keep forgetting about that. Someone said Willian is better than Ziyech. This is why I love Arsenal fans. They always make you laugh when you need it. Anyway,
comment on that.
Akintunde says y'all play a lot of young and hungry players. Which ones do you need again? Huh? Which ones do you need again? We need all of them. Just like Manir said. Oh, Manir, it disappeared. Just like Manir said, bring Nelson, Willock, and Emil. Bring him in, Shah.
Bring him in. I'm all for it.
Joe says, honestly, at this rate, you would think world-class players will want to join our club with how we're going. Honestly, at this rate, you think world-class... Okay, same. You think world-class players would want to join our club with how we're going. It's true. We're saying who could we bring in January, but who would want to join? I'm still surprised you managed to convince Partey.
Well, we managed to get a couple of world-class players, so I wouldn't, rule it all out.
World-class? Whoa. That's a big overstatement. Who are these world-class players?
Gabriel, they're world-class, ain't they?
I mean, on paper, no, they're not. But they're definitely wicked signings and a bargain. What World Cups have they won then?
But come on, in terms of their quality and their gameplay.
Yeah, 100%. Especially Gabriel, absolute bargain. Partey as well. Don't know how he convinced him to leave Champions League football. So, yeah, big signings. But when we're talking about world-class players, when was the last time we got one? And can we ever get one in the near future?
At this rate, it's not looking too likely.
Peter Smith says Grealish is world-class. Low key, I don't think we could even get him if we tried.
He's signed down to Villa now.
Yeah, but even if he didn't sign that contract, I don't think we could even convince him to come to Arsenal. That's the anyway, trust the process. Hashtag trust the process.
Hashtag trust the process.
Kind of strange that the baby of Guardiola and Wenger has a problem with attacking football and plays like Atletico Madrid. I don't think he has a problem with attacking football. I just think his attackers are just not playing well. I just don't think they're playing well. Akitunde says Partey is world class. Alton says, Gabrielle, do me a favor. Gabrielle's solid, mate. Don't be
Right,
disrespectful.
exactly.
Do you want to get a player like Thierry Henry? I mean, we have one. He's just not.
Say that.
He's just not put on his boots.
Yeah, he's still got one up.
Leno better than Czech. LOL. Czech was the best player all the games for your team. 95. I don't know what kind of stat that is, but okay.
Taking over your stat job.
Sips, mind yourself, Sips, before you get blocked. Yeah.
Yeah, back in the kitchen.
Mind yourself. You get back in the kitchen. Get me a sandwich, please. Thank you. I'm hungry.
Cup of tea with that.
Yeah, I want a cup of tea, please. Matt Fernandez says Mustafi is wrong. Oh my god.
It's all kicking off now.
Peter Smith said, you know what? I came on here to wind you up because I'm a Villa fan, but I like your channel and your passion for your club. Thank you very much. It's not our channel, but we do contribute. So thank you very much, Peter Smith.
Thanks, Peter.
Willian is a better player than Ziyech. Wait, who said this? When did someone say Willian's a better? I don't understand.
It all got proved today, didn't it?
He said, I'm sorry, you know Ziyech is a good player and he had a great season in the run-up to the Champions League and he's a very good up-and-coming player, but what? Sorry, I don't know who said Willian's better than Ziyech. I don't know where this information came from.
Oh, is that something that Robbie was saying? No.
I don't know who said this. Guna Shez Parker says, Pippa, you asked about Martinez. Martinez commands his box well and is confident on the ball. Leno is too shaky and his positioning for their tap-in was poor. Gosh. Andrew Ellis is talking in hindsight here and saying, if Martial played last week, then Arsenal would have lost.
Well, he didn't play.
Well, he wasn't there. Next time, tell him to keep his hands to himself, yeah?
Well, it's irrelevant.
Ash Brand 34 says, we were robbed paying 72 million for Pepe. Could have got Jota or Werner for much cheaper. Would we have gone for Jota, though?
Exactly. Would we?
Okay, Mohammed said, Robbie said Willian is better than Ziyech. It got clipped up. Was he being serious, though? There's no way Robbie was being serious.
There was a bit of talk about that because there was a bit of stick in the build-up in the starting 11 today. But I can't remember what was actually said, so I'm not commenting on that because I don't.
There's no way Robbie was being serious. He must have said it to wind up. Who would he wind up, though? Is it DT that doesn't like Willian?
I don't know. Was it? I don't know. I don't actually know.
Weird one.
Well, they're saying, look, he was 100% serious.
Oh, swear down.
What was this before? This must have been during the transfer window.
Oh, it was in the All Guns Blazing pod. I haven't actually watched that yet. I need to catch up. Right. Steve Haight says we really need a clinical, dangerous striker, world-class creative midfielder, and decent right back. I mean, if only we could shop for whatever players we wanted, and it was that easy. Like, you come here, you come here, you come here.
Exactly.
The team we put out against Mulder would have beat these men. What do you reckon?
Wait, what team did we have against Mulder again?
Runnison. I remember Reece Nelson was playing. Willock was playing.
Oh yeah.
It was
playing. Energy game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need, though. We need some energy.
No, where's that comment? Oh, why? Why would that comment disappear?
What did it say? Arsenal is like my ex. Disappointing.
That's a shame, isn't it? That is a damn shame.
Oh.
We need to question how Arteta got here in the first place. Ooh. We didn't even go after Ancelotti before he went to Everton. I think we did, though. I don't think it was made public, but I'm sure we did try and get Ancelotti. But don't quote me on that. Arsenal just like their French-speaking players. It must be something about that. I don't know what you're referring to, Matt. Willian, Lacazette, Bellerin, Holding, and Anani. This is literally 5 players that shouldn't even be making the bench for Arsenal, who are starting for them every week.
Wow.
Exotic. You sure about that, mate?
Wow.
Willian, Lacazette, maybe I could low-key agree with. Bellerin, possibly. Do you know what? He's actually got a low-key point, you know.
El Neni, I'd keep on. Obviously, I'd prefer Louise over Holding. If we're looking, but this is the thing, if we have to keep looking back to what Arsenal once was,
if we keep looking back to what Arsenal once was, then yes, he's got a point. These players are not the players that should be starting every single week. Yes, Elneny has been quality and one of my favourite players at the moment. Holding has been good in certain games as well. Let's not forget his little keepy uppies and juggling with the ball against Fulham and them things. They're looking like Robert.
One hit wonder.
One hit. Bellerin's been. Do you know what I mean? But these are not. I can understand where he's coming from, but at the moment, this is what we have. So unless you're going to stick with Arteta and let him build, we got to work with what we have.
Exactly, and try and bring out the best.
Liam Flynn says, if I was Arteta, I would trial the kids around the midfield. You have nothing to lose if you aren't doing anything anyway. Fair point.
In a sense, well, we are losing games. You might as well just trial them out a bit more.
Fair point. Arteta wants to impose his authority. That's why he can't change his game plan. Even if we are not creating anything, if he did that, then people might think he doesn't know what he's doing. Job? I didn't understand that. Sorry.
Arteta wants to impose his authority. That's why he can't change his game plan. Okay, if we are not creating anything, if he did that, then people might think he doesn't know what he's doing. So you think Arteta is just doing this out of pride, is basically what you're saying?
Well, Lord's official said Arteta did say he will take responsibility if we lose due to lack of creativity, as Ozil's decision is all his. I know it's not the case, but I fully point the blame to Arteta for matches like this. I still don't believe it was Arteta's decision. I think it's more of the boards about the whole Ozil saga, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, likewise.
A super chat from Fizz113 says Arteta was overrated from day one, like Trump, and like Trump, the Hamilton thing applies. He's never going to be president now. Okay.
This is a bit crazy. How are they comparing Arteta to Trump?
That's wild. That's so wild.
Really? That is a disrespect to us, man.
We miss Ramsey big time. All those runs late into the box he used to make and grab vital goals for us. Today, he was just a very bad performance. They were not up for it, and this is a major concern. Matt Fernandez, I think he's just on the banter bus today because he says Elneny is better than a prime Andrea Pirlo. Pirlo is one of my absolute favourite players, by the way. And his hair, immaculate. When he's in the suit, Italian, it's just perfecto. What is Aubameyang doing? Wait, is he playing? Yes, Osama, he is playing. Thanks for that one.
I'm seeing some bring back Wenger.
Pippa, are you going to talk about United spanking you earlier today? Yeah, I did mention it. Yes, for anyone that doesn't know, Arsenal took 2 L's today. Both the men and women's team lost. Arsenal women lost to Man United 1-0, and as you know, Arsenal lost to Aston Villa 3-0. Anyway, Yemsy Wemsey says people didn't rate Ramsey, but he was creating chances. Yes, he was. I rated Ramsey. Pippa into those Italian guys. Lookman takes a good Pirlo Panenka. No, it doesn't. He really tried to do a Panenka and it did not come off, and it was the most embarrassing thing to watch. And I think the Hustler is referring to Exotic's comment about those 5 players, because he says absolutely some of these players were halfway out the door under Emery. Why are they now starting every week? There must be questions asked. It's so true, because almost a year ago these players were not even going to be Arsenal players anymore, and somehow Arteta has managed to change them around. The likes of Xhaka, even, who hasn't been mentioned or played recently, actually, he's been changed around, and then he's become a new player. Rob Holding, we've managed to keep on to him. He was going to go in the transfer window. Willian, we can't really say much because he's new. And Lacazette, there was talks of him leaving because it wasn't the deal. So he's got a point. What's Shah saying?
What's who saying?
Charlene. I feel like I've been talking for hours.
That's all right. Fire away. There's a super chat from Fablo saying, can you pin it up, Pip? Saying our isn't going to solve our problems. He might not solve our problems, but he might be a great addition to the side. But like we were saying, on the flip side, we have got other players that we can, be utilising. So something that we probably need to be doing. That one's saying Lacazette is cost. So Wise Wizard is saying Lacazette costing us every match.
How is he costing us? Because he's not scoring the goals? Say that again.
The opportunities that he's missing. I can't say I'd fully put all the blame on Lacazette, but he has had some good opportunities that he should be putting away. I mean, a player of his quality and class, he should really be putting them away.
Here we go again. It's not just Lacazette. Aubameyang's not creating chances if he's playing out wide. And even when he does drive into the middle sometimes, he's not, well, I can't say he's not putting anything away today because he didn't even try. He didn't even have a shot today. Abby Ram says the party is over.
No, it's not. It's just beginning, but it's lockdown. So that's why we got to, calm it down a bit. But Partey's coming.
Akmal says Aubameyang is relegated to just crossing the ball now. Such a waste on the left. Yeah, a little bit. John Grimm says can't wait for Pablo Mari to come back. Yeah, it'll be good to see what he'll be like in action because we don't really know. We just saw that game against Portsmouth. What happened to Mavra? Oh my gosh, what happened to Mavropanos? Is he still on our books? That's a good question. Did he leave in the summer? I don't know. Someone confirm that for me. What happened to Mavropanos? Do you know Mavropanos? That is a good question. I've totally forgotten about him. I'm sure he's gone, to be honest with you. But if he's still here, that's going to be a big surprise to me. Godwin says every player that is in our squad at the moment plays like they're in the championship. Yep. What we need. What?
Trump.
What kind of comment is this, bro? I was with you for the first half. You had me in the first half.
All these Trump comments coming in, boy.
Oh, he's on loan. Thank you for confirming that. I totally forgot about him.
Where's he on loan to?
He's on loan to Nuremberg in Germany. Thank you for telling me that. Oh, big up Leven J, one of my subscribers. Big up you. Alex Cheeseman saying, so disappointing to see Aubameyang being wasted on the left. We'll never understand why Saka doesn't start on the left and Aubameyang up top. Lack of no threat is getting worse by the second. Right, I want Charlene can do this. We need to find a nice positive comment to end the stream on because I've sat here and my voice has gone dry because I've spoken non-stop for almost an hour now, over an hour. Let's just find something positive to end on.
Well, there's a question. Why is Wizard saying any update on when Martinelli's back? Well, as far as we know, he's due back January, I think.
That was the latest update. Hopefully it's sooner because he's returned to training. So hopefully, well, it probably will be January, innit, Sure.
Yeah, probably.
I have seen
comments, guys.
Our matches is not that creative as Ozil. Even if he gets in, he won't be releasing the likes of Aubameyang and Lacazette and Pepe. No, I can't find a good one to end with.
I actually found one, and it will say finished top 3.
Oh,
positive equals great show, girls. There you go, Colin.
There we go.
A nice positive comment for us.
Right, so there you have it. Thank you to everyone that tuned into the Aftermath show today. Myself, Pippa Monique, and Charlene Smith. The game ended 3-0 or Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 3 at home. I will bring up the full-time results and stats, and it's a big L, man. Hopefully we can move forward after the international break. We take a little break now, and after the break, it is Leeds, and hopefully we get back to winning ways. Big L, but we move. Trust the process.
And be patient.
Be patient. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Bye.